What are some of your favorite scenes or favorite films that you love for their editing?
Oh, let me think. I really enjoyed Landscapers, which was a four-part TV drama. Um, and because it had a very documentary-like quality to it, did a lot of. I really enjoyed things like Giri Haji as well. These kind of fantastical dramas with a fantastical element that you is unexpected. I really enjoy that. Anything with or about music as well just has my heart every time. And I think that comes from I I believe that music is in all of us all the time. Like, you got it's around, it's a soundtrack to our lives or our memories. It gives us a feeling, it does, so it doesn't have to even be a film about music. If the music is done well, you just go along with it. Of course, everything flies from my brain as soon as I try and pin down. I grew up loving Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what I normally say. It's my favorite film because then nobody asks me any more questions about it because it seems so obvious. Um, but yeah, what did I see? I saw something the other day that was amazing. Um, I've been watching a lot of things like, oh, what was it called? I watched something about rhino poaching the other day, but was done in a style. The beginning of it felt very much like I don't know if you've seen any of the sort of Dublin Narcos or Beef Up with Narcos. They're sort of quite quirky documentaries where there's a lot of recon and a lot of actuality and interviews and archive woven together so that you're not quite sure what's real and what's not. And they're funny, even though they're quite serious. And I really enjoy that. I just like anything that makes me laugh and makes me think at the same time that I'm in. I'm all in. I'm all in. And in docs, I just like things that have used archive really, really well, that have really shared a story with me. Um, uh, with stuff that really, really happened, not in a sort of in a news way of here's this and here's that, but things like all of the small acts series which weren't archived, but they made it. I'm really explaining this quite badly. Things that feel like I'm learning something and I'm having a good time and I'm going along for the ride. I think, yeah, that kind of thing.
Do you have like favorite techniques in your own work, like things that are just kind of like your go-tos, like
I'm not sure if I do a lot of work where I have to use fair use, and I really enjoy finding ways to use it or finding creative ways to get around. Not every legal team let us, but there are, finding ways to critique what you're about to see. So I enjoy that kind of thing. I am I try and tackle the harder things first when I work because the things that I'm dreading because they're big and complicated, so that I can do a pass at them first because they're scary, and then everything else is easy after that. They're the big scare, the big scary scenes. You're like, that's going to be a nightmare. So I'll lay everything down and then cut it down, and then go and edit something fun, and then come back to it. Um, I'm not sure what I've got, if anything's particularly signature. I mean, I'm a big one for cut editing with music. I've done some music docs where, I come from a music background, so I will cut a tune down to fit what I need. Which can be frustrating. I've worked with directors who've been like, just cut it and fade it. And I'm like, no, because the flow doesn't work. And if you know the song, you know what the lyrics are, or you know what the rhythm is, and that I can't do that. Which is funny because I know again how the industry has changed and roles have changed. When I started, I remember being told, just choose a track, lay it down, they'll sort it out in the dub. Someone else will sort it out, which was what we did. And then over time, I would be expected, or I worked on kids' music programs where I'd have to say, get like a JLo video and take out every time she looks too sexy or something, or there's alcohol on a tray and I'd have to edit those, edit something else in, or find another track and take out any references to alcohol or swearing. And they'd be like, yeah, just put a beep in. And I'd be like, no, I can use another beep from the track, or I can put a hand clap or something, make it part of the song. So yeah. So I guess music's been my thing, and I've not really thought about it that much. I guess I enjoy using, even when it's not the focus of a scene, making sure that the music works. It's really, really important to me. And if I'm cutting it down, it's not just slamming the first and the last bit. How I have to re-edit the bits in the middle, everybody does this. I don't think I'm unique, but to make sure that it flows, so that a listener isn't sort of like, oh, that didn't quite work for me, because subconsciously we're taking that in all the time.